Pet owners of Reddit. What's the weirdest way your pets try to get your attention? Find all the secret numbers hidden in the video and post it in the comment with your username to get a chance to win a $50 gift card each month. My cat learned pretty quickly that if he messes with the papers on the counter, he gets attention. It's negative attention. But he gets it and apparently loves it because he'll sit down and get comfortable and just start flipping his paw through it like it's his paperwork. If I ignore that, he escalates to biting off corners. He knows that'll get me every time. Guinea pig grips the cage door with her teeth, shaking it so loud it sounds like an old washing machine on spin cycle. My dog head butts me in the leg. She walks over and head butts my leg. Then she holds her head against my leg and won't move until I scratch behind her ears long enough to please Her Majesty. Our dog brings us toys when she needs to go potty. And when you let her outside to the deck, you have to tell her to go down to the grass, or she'll forget why she's outside and sit at the door. SMRT. My cat thinks she can reset the attention levels by leaving and re-entering the room. If I leave my cat alone for a while, she'll eventually leave, only to come right back a few minutes later, pretending like it's the first time that day that she's seen me. Funny thing is, it works. My cat has found that licking my lips wakes me up pretty quickly. Our new African Grey is still warming up to us. But whenever I leave his sight after interacting with him, he starts talking shit using what everyone agrees is clearly my voice, but as if you're listening to me in a muffled voicemail on speakerphone. When she would become aware of my presence in the room, my hamster would climb up on her platform, lean against the edge, and either patiently stare intensely into the distance or get on her hind legs and tap her feet on the platform almost like a little tap dance. My dog pulls my phone down with her paw and hits my leg. I've been trying to teach dog to say the word hello, and it's not really working as well as I'd hoped. Surprise, surprise, lol. He can make a sound that can on occasion resemble hello, but only very reluctantly. The funny part is that he only really attempts it in earnest when he wants something. So I can be sitting there eating something savory, and dog will be watching me making hawawa sounds. It's ridiculous. They ask to go out on the balcony when they want water. If they want food, they go to where the food is. If they want to go outside, they go to the front door. If they want the water dish in the kitchen filled, they sit at the balcony door in the living room. My cat has learned that if we're asleep, or trying to be, to poke us in the eye with his paw to get our immediate and undivided attention. It's not uncommon for me to wake up several times during the night if he's particularly pissy. My cat sometimes shuts my basement door and calls me over to open it, usually when he's hungry. The weird thing is, sometimes he forgets I'm not in the basement and locks himself in. I don't know why he still risks it. My fluffy orange cat will reach up and lightly tap my face or lips. He's so gentle and does it with such a subtle determination that it's hard to resist. I have a cat who never lets us oversleep. It starts with tapping on the windows. If this doesn't get our attention, he will pull the faceplate on whatever electrical outlet he can reach. One day I'm going to wake up to fried cat in my room. But the grand finale. If we don't wake up when he is ready for breakfast, he will push a lamp off the side table by our bed. Luckily we got these from IKEA and they seem to recover nicely. He is probably getting crate trained soon. My dog will push the lower cupboard's doors that were open and shut them close and bark at me, like I would get upset and angry about a cupboard door being closed like they should. My dog will put his head on things and look up at me. Except sometimes it's stuff that's way too low for a normal bag and he looks absolutely ridiculous. Many years ago my cat learned that online gaming sessions could be interrupted very easily by shutting down the PC. He discovered the power switch and would turn off my computer when he felt I wasn't giving him enough attention. He'll come up and sneeze on me, especially if he wants me to wake up in the morning. I think he worked out I can't tell him off if it's a sneeze because you can't help sneezing. Whereas barking or growling he has control over, so he can't do that. My dog used to flip the toilet seat as a threat if his water was getting low. He drinks an inordinate amount. He knew drinking from the toilet was bad, and he'd never be a bad boy. But he used the implication. If you're laying under a blanket, my cat will do a soft tap 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 on your shoulder to let him under the blanket. If you don't respond, why no, 'cause sleeping, he will stick his paw right in your mouth. My dog runs around with her food bowl over her eyes. My dog sneezes. When she was a puppy, she gained too much attention every time we heard a sneeze. Now she does that every time, even with perfect health. My dog has multiple ways of getting my attention. Weirdest one is probably trying to steal tissues from my bin. Usually she just sits down very energetically so I hear her arrival. If I ignore it, she comes up to my chair and jumps up to touch my thigh. My Boston Terrier stands on my chest and pushes a slobbery stuffed animal against my face. When I leave a room, my cat will race past me and throw himself down at my feet for pettings. I have a chirpy parakeet, and you kind of get used to the chirps. The one thing that gets my attention, when he flaps his wings. So now he's figured out how to grip his perch and flap as hard as his tiny wings can to get my attention. It's adorable. My cat has learned that my alarm means waking up, getting ready, and leaving her. So she's begun laying on my phone to muffle the alarm noise. I just set my alarm 10 minutes earlier so she can get some extra morning snuggles. My dog will bring me something he knows he isn't supposed to have when I am not paying him enough attention. Look at this very nice unchewed shoe here. It would be a real shame if someone wasn't taken outside to play ball and this got mysteriously destroyed. My pup will snort or sneeze. That is enough to get my attention. He's a 5-year-old pit lab mix. He's an awesome pup. He loves belly rubs and butt scratches. I comply as needed. I can't say no to him. I'm usually at my computer working or playing games, so he jumps up in front of the screen and walks on the keyboard. To be fair, the essays he writes make much more sense than mine. My Chihuahua gets up in my face and paws at my mouth slowly. More like slowly dragging. The whole time just staring at me. My cat needs to stay in the same room as us, and whenever she gets bored she tries to get our attention by meowing weirdly or make that grr sound lol. I put on a Janis Ian album and my cat knocked over a lamp to tell me to turn it off. My dachshund Mix licks me like he will find me asleep. I work third shift and sleep during the day. Stand on my chest and like my arms or neck or face until I lift the blanket and let him under so he can nap too. He's a weirdo, but he's also my buddy. My Chihuahua Mix will go just out of sight until you ask her what she's doing. She's too smart and very passive-aggressive for attention. I have fish. I have a catfish, and it tries to get food by bashing against the other fish. Goldfish that are at least twice the size of the catfish. Head on. It's quite funny. But I'm starting to get a bit worried. My cat sits, stares not quite at me but just beside me and screams. We have a guinea pig that drinks out of a water dish. And she's figured out how to make a lot of noise by basically chewing on the bowl. This is made worse by the fact my mother would give her treats when she does this. So now anytime someone goes to the fridge, or if she just feels she needs a treat, it's time to chew on the bowl. My parrot will go on top of a door so we can't close it. If we try to close it, he won't move and let us hit him, then we feel bad. If I'm at my desk doing schoolwork on my laptop, my cat will jump up and lay behind the laptop screen and poke his paw around the corners to mess with shit. When I'm at my desk trying to work, my youngest cat especially will stand up on her hind legs and tap my arm until I pick her up like a toddler. It will call my name, greeting me and scold me in front of my mom. Meowing at the door. What idiots. I just opened the same door with my hand. I would never dream of meowing at a door to try and get in. My dog scratches me until I wake up, and will continue to scratch me until I get out of bed. My cats pretend to be in dire trouble and then aren't. I hope it's not an indication of something more serious, especially given that one of them also does this when they throw up, and the other one is in poor health for unrelated reasons. I have a Maine Coon cat, and he will flounce. He's a quiet cat, but has a dramatic flair. My Big Red, on the other hand, is very direct. He talks a lot. My Armenian Gamper Willington makes a hoo-woo noise, then starts mimicking the sounds of a Harley motorcycle with a bad exhaust system. But he does this right in my face. Could be 3 a.m. and me dead asleep. He gives zero shits and will jump on the bed to make sure he's as close to my face as possible. If that doesn't do it, he will pounce on my chest like an Arctic fox snowdiving for mice in the snow. Willington's weighs 167 pounds. It fucking hurts when he does a pounce. One cat will insist on pets in a number of ways, including just sticking his face into your hand, grabbing your hand with his paw and putting it on his face, or biting your hand, arm. The bite varies from an actual love nibble to just putting his teeth against your skin. The other cat will stare at you from the hallway and scream. And if you ignore it long enough, she sits by the bed and screams. Then paws at the bed frame until she finally comes up, gets in your face, and then leaves again. I have 2 guinea pigs. Every time they hear my voice or see me open the fridge, they make this super high-pitched sound like weak, weak, weak. Of course they just want a snack, but it's mostly only for me, specifically woozy face. Don't get me started on the Catwoman facepalming medium light skin tone.